What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit like it ain't no who got the gun, it's no who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Six shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never fight the hand that speaks, you will never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
The heads are up, the chests are out, the arms are swinging and cannons count. Sound off. 1, 2. Sound off. 3, 4. Cannons count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You had a good home but you left. You're right. You had a good home but you left. You're right. Jody was there when you left. You're right. Your baby was home when you left. You're right. Your baby was lonely as lonely could be. So Jody provided company. Ain't it great to have a pal who works so hard to keep a morale? Sound off. 1, 2. Sound off. 3, 4. Cadets count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The captain rides in a Jeep. You're right. The sergeant rides in a truck. You're right. The general rides in a limousine, but we're just out of luck. You're right. You ain't got nothing to worry about. He'll keep it happy till I get out. But you won't get home to the end of the war. In 1974. The heads are up, the chests are out, the arms are swinging and cadets count. Sound off. 1, 2. Sound off. 3, 4. The cadets count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Upgrade your vocal mix from this
How can we keep in touch?
to this.
How can we keep in?
Clap it up. Guess what I learned this week?
What?
That second song that I play, Sound Off.
Okay.
Where you know it from?
Me not familiar with it.
Military. Remember train, right?
Yeah, okay.
You know, they never used to do that in no military though. Is a black American started.
Okay, okay.
Named Duckworth.
Okay.
I learned that since week. And guess what? I think they had to give him royalties too when them do it as songs.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, man. I learned that since week. Yeah, he's a Judite come up with the idea of marching and singing. Yep. All right. So Shalom. Welcome to our ISUPK Jamaica Sunday Scripture Breakdown class. I'm Officer Abadawan, and this is Officer Kayadwan. Officer 500 Kayadwan, Officer 1000 Abadawan. Yabashimi Shabrakata to our brothers, Hawashama Elatan Bashami to the sisters. All right, this week now we're continuing our dig into that COINTEL Pro past, which was launched by the FBI, I'm not even sure which year, you know, but it was right about in the time when blacks start to get disunited. You know, they came up with an organization which was so, should I say, effective, that it really disunite blacks until this day. And the same method picked up by the CIA and spread in the Caribbean. Yeah. You know, they make it seem as if they were going against communism, which in a way, they weren't going against communism because, you know, that they used to teach American soldiers. Well, one of them were at least, some of them were a pilot. I mean, I know if I don't, probably not all the soldiers, but they used to teach them communism, you know, in the military.
Come on.
And yet still they try to use it to say we blacks was going communist, which is why they disorganized us. Only to find out years later that they disorganized us because they were afraid of our unity.
Right.
They actually saw the strength that could come from us uniting. And because of that, they got so paranoid. I have to call it paranoia because, I mean, you're ruling the world, you know. And yet still, you know, you are so paranoid that you are afraid of one group of people which is not looking in the direction that you think they are looking in. Because all blacks wanted, all blacks wanted to do was to, I mean, feed themselves and them family. Back then I'm talking. All we wanted to do was to feed ourselves and our family, feed
Right.
I mean, whatever, even all right, let's say they did not, we were not disrupted. Coming into today, you wouldn't have blacks trying to take over the world.
Come on.
Unless their fear was that, you know, we would just naturally take over the world. Because maybe they look at a lot of the things which they had and they realize that it was started by us.
Come on.
So they say, right, because the first president of America, you know, and I know Abraham Lincoln, you know. They teach in school about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was president after the war, but the first president was a black man. Named something like Adams, Quincy Adams, or something like so. If you ever see, they're showing you inside the White House, and you see a black statue. You know, they have a bust for every president that has ever passed through the White House. You will see them have a black figure. I think that is the man who was the first president of the United States. That is White House education. They learn in school that it was Abraham, but that's not where it started. We're gonna jump into some reading. Let me see how I'm gonna do that share now, because this now.
A port one I read from though.
Huh?
Port one, black extremists.
Yeah.
COINTEL, black extremists, port one. Which page?
All right. The page then a number 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Is a series of document. And I realize that series of document they put together.
Okay. Come on.
Let me see. Share screen. Wow. Through your window. Which one? This one. Show this. All right. Is it this one here now? This screen. All right. This is much date stamp on it. Much stamp up. February 28th, received by somebody else, February 29, 1968. I see them name a group. Them take out the name of this group. From Jacksonville. What Jacksonville there again? Florida or South Carolina?
Yeah, sir. I don't know.
Well, I think you have more than one Jacksonville in it. But I think the more popular one, I think that's South. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not for Google.
Hold on, let me Google it.
The thing I always hear them say Jacksonville, Florida.
Florida.
Right, Jacksonville, Florida. Good. All right. Give me a quick minute.
Go on. In the meanwhile, don't just stop up, like, you know what I mean? Like, well, nothing, sir, the point. All right, sir.
Yeah, man. Like and share. This group, I'm reading through the file, but I'm not seeing the name of this group. But it says, well, it's a SAC Jacksonville. SAC in South Carolina. All right. Reference is made to suggestion memorandum of redacted in the case counterintelligence program, internal security, disruption of 8 group, Jacksonville, file number, so and so. Submit your recommendation for counterintelligence action against, and then take out the name of the group and redact the name under the above caption and bureau file number. A new case should be opened in your office under this caption. All right, let's read through this and see if we can find which group this is. You can see?
Yeah, may I have it pull up, sir? The 29th of the 2nd, 68.
Maybe better read it from the screen, you know, because I don't know. This one right here, right? If you can see where I'm at, note during January 1968. I think it's on the screen.
Karonka. Karonka. It says during the January 1968 inspection of Jacksonville, it was suggested that counterintelligence actions be taken concerning inflammatory statements by redacted. Jacksonville advised the inspector that they would review the matter and request Bureau authority for counterintelligence actions.
So at this time, isn't America a place that we always see as a, them champion freedom of speech?
Gun.
All right, inflammatory. So basically, you're in public and you make certain inflammatory statement. Bam, FBI pick you up. Is your paranoid then be? All right, let me see if this can tell you something.
Gun. The incidents described above have had intensive local and considerable statewide publicity, not only in the press. It's like in the press. Is that pressed or preet?
Like a press, PRSS.
Okay, Kanwanka. In the press, but in the radio and television media, it is suggested that public information readily available to Jacksonville be reviewed. Purpose of the review is to determine if a factual chronological history of the developments leading up to the burning of stores in Gainesville and the burning of Redacted's house can be set out in a brief or paper. If such a paper can be prepared, Bureau should be advised of the facts of these matter and the feasibility of the preparations of such a paper. Jacksonville should request Bureau authority and or suggestions to utilize such a paper in connection with a counterintelligence action against hate groups. It would appear that the facts of this matter clearly indicate that militant black nationalist groups are not satisfied with equal justice under the law and will resort to acts of violence even against duly constituted law enforcement officials such as judges, and will commit violent acts against law-abiding businessmen and citizens.
Only by reduction.
Can.
So this is a black group that got their attention. Sometimes, people call and report them, tip them off. Say, I don't like so and so and so, you need to look into this group and blah, blah, blah. Things like that. All right.
Gun. Readily available public information will be reviewed to determine if a factual chronological history of the development leading up to the burning of stores
in Gainesville And the burning of
redacted oaths can be set out
in a brief paper.
In a brief or paper. If it appears iron, the review that such a paper can be prepared, the Bureau will be advised of the will.
The facts. Let's keep a line. Facts and
facts
feasibility.
And the feasibility of the preparing such a paper, and authority will be requested to utilize the paper in connection with a counterintelligence action against A groups.
Redacted. I agree. It's a long time never released thing and I redact. You're releasing it yet still you're blocking out. Stokey Carmichael. Who was Stokey Carmichael?
I heard the name before, but I don't know who.
I know. He was one of them leaders in one of the black groups back then. Soon tell her who he was. Oh, he was a Trinidadian, you know. He was born in Trinidad, raised in Harlem.
Okay.
And he emerged as a prominent civil rights activist in the 1960s. All right, so, and he was a Howard University graduate too. And yet still, they were so scared of him that the FBI opened a file on him. All right, I think this is the file that they opened on him. Let's read what them say about Trinidadian Stokey Carmichael.
Gun. Reference is made to Cincinnati Airtel, the 12th of the 2nd, 1968, captioned Stokey Carmichael is miscellaneous sedition and attached LHN. This communication indicated that Stokey Carmichael visited Dayton, Ohio, to help unite the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, and a group redacted of Dayton. It was also noted that redacted is a particular friend of Carmichael.
All right, so see what them are looking into him for now. Sedition. Sedition is you going against the government, you know. This man from Trinidad could ever organize against American government. Doubt that very much. But you see, they part of the things, you know, these men found themselves with a system so powerful and so heavy that, I mean, you don't know what to do with it. If you walk around with a hammer in your hand every day, you know, guess what? Every problem that you have is going to become a nail. You understand what I'm saying?
Gun.
If I hear them say, if the only what tool you have is a hammer, then every problem is a nail. Meaning, even when you have a problem that requires a pliers or a screwdriver, the hammer is the only thing you have, so you're going to hammer it. So they found themselves with this powerful intelligence group gathering group that, you know, maybe they even get an intelligence on some cats and some dog where they become so ashamed they're not even release them the finally. Who to tell? So what they use it to do, gather intelligence and and provide counterintelligence actions against blacks, right? And every black group that try to, you know, once you trying to tell your people, say, come together, stop doing this, stop doing that. You know, you are doing this and you are doing that because the oppressor has forced you in this. From you said that, you know what they call you? Hate group.
Okay.
So even though they know that UPK is not a hate group, them know, you know. But by listing your hate group is going to limit you in certain things. It's like redlining. The areas that they redline in America, you know. It's just coincidental that is black communities they redline? No. Then draw these red lines because they don't want banking, they don't want banks to provide loans to these areas. The properties in those areas. As a matter of fact, what them do, all the red line communities, that's where they put the sewage plants, them morgues, them wastewater, industrial waste dumping. You know, it's like the red line communities is like Riverton City. What is Riverton City known for?
Dump land.
Yeah, dump land. It's a dump. That is where Kingston dump its solid, its waste. Solid waste goes to Riverton City. Old tire, old this, old that, they send it to Riverton City. So it becomes known as a dump. Well, that was how they treated the black communities in America. So the majority of blacks, and it became like this after them destroy the thriving black towns and cities that established, like Black Wall Street, Wilmington, North Carolina, you name it, right? After they destroy that, then they, you know, say, all right, put them in these areas. And you were forced to go in these areas. Next thing they do, when they come up with housing, that come like one of the worst things, because it's not like they give you a house to say you were placed in an area where there's no room for growth. That was what the housing program did to us. What they should have done is give you land, give you space. But no, they gave you a flat upon some 15-story building. What can you plant there? You know, elevator breakdown. So you walk till you're tired, man. Exercise. But anyways, the point is this: once the blacks start to look once we start looking to our situation and start to tell each other or teach each other ways in which we can navigate these problems, you become an hate group. Because there's no way you can do these things without pointing finger at the oppressor. because they are the ones who put you there. So how you going to do that now? It's like you know telling poor black people in Jamaica. Take for instance them in Westmoreland who got hit by, well, it's not just Westmoreland, part of St. Elizabeth, part of St. James, the ones with the chattel housing. It's like you telling them now, say, you know, you choose to go live in a chattel house. Which in way, the state did not provide any land for them, make available, not even provide, make available lands where they could buy.
Right.
Because the people that would have buy the land, you know. I mean, they can buy them $5 million and $10 million land, but if you're coming from the state, then you'll have to make it in such a way that they can afford it. Right? So how you going to teach these people now that, you know, changing their situation without pointing finger at the state and telling them that the land is still owned by the slave masters? Right? So in America now, what you do that now in America, what do you think happen now? You get picked up on the FBI radar. Oh, you're a Black 8 group. So this was what kind of happened to Stokely Carmichael now, because Stokely Carmichael was a foreign university student, and they tell you, you know, he organize non-violent marches. But even so, you still become worthy of the FBI's scrutiny.
Okay.
All right, we want to jump to one scripture. Which one is the best one for which one now?
So okay, I have the under steps.
Yeah, that one, that's a good one. I'm looking at some other one there. The Hunter step. The Hunter steps. That's, we'll find that again.
Lamentations 4 and verse 18.
LAMAN 4.
Yeah, 4 and verse 18. I have ye shall find him there first. If adversary come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
Oh, all right. Let me remove this so I can put up lamentation. All right. Put up lamentation. And the other one is what again?
Ecclesiasticus 12 and 17.
If adversity come upon you. If it's here when?
If.
Find something there now. Go on a lamentation.
Karankan. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and 80. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come.
All right. So what is this saying? This is saying, this is telling you straight up that Esau, more in particular, what Esau's son the name again, that one day. What name again, man? Same one that give you trouble from Moses time then.
Amalek.
Amalek.
I think Amalek must be his grandson, but my wrong still.
Esau, one of Esau sitting there now.
Yeah, man, he come from Esau, man.
Come from Esau lineage, and him come be one of the dominant strain.
Okay.
Matter of fact, the most destructive strain, most destructive offspring of Esau.
Yeah.
Right. So that is him is the one who on your step.
Okay.
Now think of this now. In the 60s. In the 60s, you say you come from a Caribbean island. You now see certain situation back home, and you come to big old America, and you realize you see a similar situation to what you are seeing back home. You are seeing it in this developed country as well. That was what Stokely Carmichael was seeing. Because the situation back in Trinidad with blacks was kind of a mirror of the situation with blacks in America. Which is why he chose to join in helping his people to come out of this situation, terrible situation that was placed on them by the oppressor. But the oppressor don't want that. The oppressor don't want that at all. The oppressor wants you to let it remain as he has put it. But this is why it is important. Hey, let me tell you, man, knowing who you are as a person is the greatest thing. Right? You can imagine the Chinese, them come out here and never know so them are Chinese.
Gone.
The Indians coming out here not knowing that they were Hindus. Well, back then it was Hindustan. Right? They would not be where they are.
Gone.
They would not have any point of reference. So that history of who you are, that's a point of reference. We knowing that we are Israelites. The point of reference is the Bible.
Right.
And reading it and learning from it and understanding it. So lamentation telling that they own to step that you cannot go in the street. And when you look today, you see the same thing happening.
Right.
Right? You see the same thing happening today with you. But because you don't know that you are the one that is the Israelite, right? You now don't even know that this is talking about you. So you take it and you read it. And next thing you know, why I don't even know what this is talking about, you know? That's what you're going to be saying. Which
Yeah.
you know, if you understand who you were, you would have known that this is talking about you. And let you know when them say on your steps, it's talking about your progress. And today, because what? Nowadays they don't even need to physically follow you as into where you want to go. Your phone is doing that for you. But rest assured, they are mapping your progress.
And so it's lucky, if I may. So,
Yeah.
and because we think the Bible now talk about we, and you know what I mean, we read them things in the Bible. Well, probably not this scripture, but other scriptures, like for example, what people like the Psalms, and we relate to where David went through. You know what I mean? So we love the Psalms then. You know what I mean? We tell ourselves, say, everybody go through them things. You know what I mean? So if we don't think we relating to the Psalms them is special, we think that, well, obviously it not talk to me, so other nations can relate to what they, and them can't relate to it. But we don't know that.
Exactly.
We don't know, say, we are the people and we connect to the book here.
Exactly.
So like, yeah.
And we believe that other nations can relate into it.
Yeah.
You never, how much time, you ever trying to quote a scripture?
Sir.
But he can tell you how he making money, don't?
Okay.
And he can tell you what Confucius say. But he not quote on scripture because he can't relate to it.
Right.
This is why I'm for sure, you know, this whole thing is really spiritual. This is why you're going to church. You see, blacks getting into the vibe of this worship and in the church. Why you can't see the other nation them do that?
Right.
Spiritually, they cannot relate to it.
Okay.
Only thing they can stay on one side and look and say, how do I go on so far? They cannot relate to it. Right? So even though the Christianity give them a white Christ and blacks in it, spiritually, them experiencing the oppression.
Okay.
Or I should say, they are experiencing the oppression. So spiritually, they can relate to what the Bible is saying. But, you know, the Christ want to take it past that. Man, put it, you now supposed to bring this to the forefront. Bring it to your consciousness as to who you are. And guess what? This is a job for revolutionists. Remember, you know, Christ and him 12 disciples. I mean, yeah, they have the Bible reading in the church, you know. Remember, this was something that they used to kill you for.
Oh, God.
Ancient Rome. These scriptures and things, which is why so many scriptures were missing. They used to kill you for it. I mean, I talk about during slavery. I talk about long before the transatlantic slave trade.
Okay.
You were banned from reading the Bible. As a matter of fact, when Rome decided to go to Christianity, the Bible was not available to everybody. You want to hear one Bible, you have to go read at the church. You used to read the Bible, you know. King James is the one who really make it become so widespread, which is why you're in well, we learned that he's was a Judite, at least an Israelite, right? If you should visit his castle, I think, from Scotland, the Scotland side, because it's two sides too. You have the British, you have the Scottish. If you visit the Scottish side, you will realize his ethnicity, right? I think he's from a set of people who used to call them a set of blacks. We used to call them, why we call them black? Because they weren't even black, colored. And why we call them colored for? Some copper color people, really. They were from a set of people who knew their identity and used to call themselves Jacobites or Jacobians or something like that. Because they know who they be. It was the Atlantic slave trade that really wiped out the memory. And that saying, they on our step, even when Jerusalem fell, the Romans physically was hunting us down, you know. That was how we end up at the west coast of Africa, right? You know, you ever hear about this country over the African side? It is not on the mainland Africa, but it is within the African era, like within the Americas, a country, Cape Verde.
Yeah,
Cape Verdeans said that in their language, there's a Cabo Verde or something like that.
Yeah,
they don't think that they are Africans, you know.
Okay.
And when they look at them, they look just like we. And guess who colonized them? The Portuguese. Portugal colonized them. So slaves were there. And they love party like we. But I see, then guess what? You hear them a DJ in their languages. You know, our Western culture, they more identify with us in the West than with the Africans. That's the spirit, isn't it? All right? So, them hunting steps is we trying to find somewhere to go where we can have a peace of mind. Because remember, that was how the 10 tribes reach around this side, you know, which was called Arsoret, you know. They want to go somewhere, they can say, oh gosh, man, give me a break, no man. You understand? That's how they end up around here. And here they come and find them. Then we on the west coast of Africa, we were like, phew, man. You can imagine how we celebrated when Rome collapsed, when Rome fell. And then you have this country now, this little horn that came out of one of the head, of the 7th head of Europe. Take the job up now to visit. Well, I mean, we don't know if we run go these days, so they're mapping your progress, right? In that time, at the most, the FBI probably was more sophisticated than the CIA in intelligence gathering. Because when them launched this program, CIA never have nothing like that. CIA didn't have any program like what they have here. And from this program, you know, they start to map our sons and daughters and start call up their name in a big classified files. I mean, when somebody go in a government officer or whatever, and then see your name in a file, what you think them are going to think about you? Yeah, call up your name in a classified documents as if, you know, you're a big time criminal. If you were such a big time criminal, you know where you would be? You would be they would have a lockup.
Right.
All right, let's jump back to the some see them myself was Stokey Carmichael. All right, so this file now is about Stokey Carmichael. How far we had reached? With the starting?
Yeah, man, with the reach, with the start, I don't know if I see him pages though. All right, we should analyze this situation to determine if.
Oh, you should analyze, yeah, I think. You can start from this one.
Can. You should analyze this situation to determine if it might be possible to hamper this unification by causing trouble between Redacted and Carmichael. This might be done through an anonymous letter to Redacted alleging that Carmichael was far too friendly with Redacted.
So, interestingly though, Carmichael was such that his name is not redacted from the file, but this other person and these other persons who you might interact with, you have them they're redacted. You have a file. Why their name not show me to see who you're talking about? Right.
Can. Furnish the Bureau your observation concerning this matter and any recommendations for counterintelligence action. No counterintelligence action should be taken without Bureau authority.
Okay.
During this visit to Dayton, Ohio, Carmichael made extremely inflammatory statements saying that the system of government in the US must be destroyed and this must be accomplished by violence. Redacted is apparently fully in sympathy and anxious to help Carmichael in the Dayton, Ohio area.
So now Carmichael say must be destroyed by violence. All right.
All right, so slack. So this is a counterintelligence program, Black nationalist, hate group, internal security. Bureau letter, 25th of the 8th, 67. The following information in regard to the Nation of Islam is set forth for consideration by the Bureau. It is noted that the Nation of Islam not requested, not
is NOI, Nation of Islam, NOI.
Okay. NOI requests $12 weekly dues from each member in the New York area.
Your chip out a while ago.
Slack, you hear me now?
Yes.
Can.
Yeah, I hear them.
Request $12 weekly dues from each member in the New York area. Each member is also requested to purchase 150 copies of Mohammed Speaks newspaper per week from the local mosque at a price at $24. If the member is able to sell all 150 copies at 20 cents each,
he is, heal that. He is able to net that for himself.
Okay. He is able to net $6 for himself. Thus, each participating Nation of Islam member must turn in approximately $96 in paper money plus $48 per month in dues to mosque.
So, okay, so they're asking for money now. But we see how that concerns the FBI.
NYC, this represents a total of $144 from each member, with approximately 50 people,
500.
500 people in Nation of Islam contributing dues and paper money each week. The New York City Mosque, or the NYC Mosque, is able to take in approximately 72,000 each month.
All right. So you see what I don't know. People trail them are watching now,
Okay.
I wonder if him do the same thing for white people.
Right.
Next paragraph.
Okay. Add to this the regular collections which are taken up each Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, plus the
Saviors
day collection, for which each member is expected to contribute $100. In addition, the restaurants, bazaars, and bakeries all contribute money to the mosque. Admittedly, a good portion of this money eventually find its way to Elijah Muhammad in Chicago. However, it is felt that the leader of the NYC must take care of themselves before any funds are sent to Muhammad.
All them know that? Because them plant a whole heap of agent in a sitting there.
I mean, I appreciate them redacted name that can also be them undercover.
Yeah. Could be their undercover persons.
Okay.
We can't put out their name like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because them plant people among you in your organization who, if you say, hey, come and go to XYZ, them not really going to say no,
Gone.
They will go along with it.
Gone. Sometimes them are the instigator too.
All that too.
Gone.
But they are working for the FBI.
Gone.
All right.
Gone. 3 of the leading officers of the NYC mosque, who are also on the security index of the NYO, are as follows.
One bugger reduction.
All right. Redacted reported to have expressed hostility towards the FBI. Redacted, he is reported to have made the statement that if he caught any spies in the NOI, he personally would kill them. I think we know who we're talking. Which year was this?
That's 67, 68, something like that.
All right. Well, I'm not sure about that date there still, but
right, so one date up so March 21st, 1968.
Well, maybe I know him, because I hear him. It's a long time video to still know, but
Malcolm X.
Farrakhan make a statement say he would have analyzed somebody who in the nation of Islam who dare for usurp and cause mischief.
But you know, this person talking probably a Malcolm.
Okay, can.
Malcolm, I think, was alive then.
Can.
But Elijah Muhammad was alive anyway. I said they used to bleed, remember them, man?
Yeah? Say that again, sir.
I said they used to bleed the members, man.
Can.
You see, this is where we're trying to get the people to understand. These fake groups are not really Nation of Islam, where they call them now? We can't say fake group.
Black organization, pro-black organizations.
Pro-black organization, but they are not in the truth.
Right.
That's the word I'm looking for now. Let's call them religions.
Can.
These, when you check it out, many of them was really designed to collect your money, you know.
Can.
Yeah, them just just to give you a feel good moment and collect a bag of money from you. Elijah Muhammad was getting some money there, but FBI said, man, them with money are passed through, you know, them take care of themselves first before they send the money over to Elijah.
Can.
Well, then again, maybe that's how it was designed. I don't know. All right, let's read some more.
Can. Prior to his Nation of Islam situation,
Allegation.
allegation,
Or affiliation.
affiliation,
Prior to his Nation of Islam affiliation, and then do a bag reduction.
articulate speaker who constantly condemn Christians and Jews and speaks disrespectfully of the U.S. flag, he has stated that all white people are to be destroyed.
Whenever Malcolm X.
Probably a Farrakhan, man.
Farrakhan.
Can I hear him say something like that already?
A
recent created video in about the see video pop up recent.
In them days, the Farrakhan was he that active?
I don't know, but them say him have some role for play in Malcolm's death. I don't know true that he still.
Well, him do a video where him talking and say them say him have role for playing the boat. What about the FBI?
God.
Malcolm was killed by FBI. Man. So this man now speak out against Christians and Jews. And he speaks disrespectfully of the US flag. Well, we can't speak anything against the US flag. We have more respect for the Jamaican flag than for them own. When we are under slavery, we don't have that flag there still. God have mercy. One big reduction as again.
Can.
Damn.
Another $1 million was to be raised outside NYC.
1968, $1 million, a whole heap of money that, you know.
Can.
Couple millions that you're talking about in today's money. So Nation of Islam in the world, yeah. It's about half the page being redacted now. You know. All right, let's see what they say here.
It is felt that an effort should be made to enlighten the Nation of Islam membership as to how well their leaders live on the hard-earned cash of the followers. If it
So they were following the paper trail so as to use it as a weapon against the same organization. So they can find ways now. They're not gonna come outright and make a press release or something like that, The persons who they inject in the organization, they would give them that information. And then these persons now working for the FBI would now start agitating members and say, hello, look here. You know that XYZ. You know that ABCDEFG. You understand? Let's see if that is how they played. Read on. The hard-earned cash of the followers.
If it can be pointed out to the members that they are being swindled by these men, it would undoubtedly cause the Nation of Islam leaders a great deal of concern and might even shake the foundation of the organization. It could cause the leaders to feel less secure when the membership has some knowledge of the economic benefit the leaders receive in the form of automobiles, homes, and other benefits. Automobiles.
Oh. So all along now, when we watch the mega churches, Nation of Islam are swindling people them too. You know, see that?
Go on.
Yeah, man. So, but the FBI now I think of revealing to its members. But they don't do that against the mega churches. Automobiles, homes, and other benefits. Mega churches have jets. Read on.
Go on. To date, the NYO has been unable to make an
penetration must have figured that.
Okay, penetration into the top leadership of the Nation of Islam in New York.
Also, the NYO here is the FBI organization in New York. You understand?
Go.
Read on.
Oh, it's probably the New York office.
Yeah, not able to penetrate the New York Nation of Islam.
Go. Some penetration of the top leadership might occur when their economic security is jeopardized, when funds and salaries are diminished, and the Nation of Islam itself is threatened. Efforts must be made to shake the confidence of the members.
Confidence of the membership
In their leaders.
Okay. So they have this information, they're just waiting on the correct timing to use it. This is the thing about information gathering. It's just like the Epstein file. When these men were writing letters to Epstein and pictures, they go to party and MC camera and things, they don't feel no way. but it was just information gathering, which probably was Mossad, right? So it's a similar thing they're doing right here with the FBI doing. Gathering information, but waiting on the right time to use the information. Read on.
The information that ample Nation of Islam funds are available to the leaders of the Nation of Islam must be made known to individual Nation of Islam members. In order to make this information known to the members, the New York or the NYO has prepared the following. A large comic book type publication made up to ridicule the leaders. This book depicts redacted living the good life, having good homes, big cars, and wearing fine suits. It is felt that this type of publication would be an effective method of securing initial interest and would appeal to a generally uneducated audience.
Right, so they must set the game plan now, you know, using a publication.
Go.
All right, read on.
The publication would be mailed in unmarked envelope, purchased locally, and would be sent to 36 members of the Nation of Islam who are on the security index of the NYO.
So they must target them.
All
right, give them some information. Okay.
It would also be mailed to a selective number of 237 other individuals in the NYC area whose name have appeared on membership records of the Nation of Islam.
Right.
These latter individuals reportedly joined the organization in 1963 and 1964, and in all probability, many of them are still members or have close friends in the organization. When the membership receive the publication, it can reasonably be assumed that it will cause some of them to start thinking and begin asking questions concerning the leadership. They may become...
You chip out, you chip out.
So, okay, you hear me now? You hear me now?
Yes, yeah.
Can.
Start from when the members receive.
Can. When the membership receives the publication, it can reasonably be assumed that it will cause some of them to start thinking and begin asking questions concerning the leadership. They may become disenchanted in the organization, cause others to be disillusioned, and perhaps future members might also be reduced.
Future
membership.
Perhaps future membership might also be reduced. You chip out a while ago.
Slakia. And perhaps future memberships might also be reduced. You hear me now, good sir?
Yeah. I want to cause it chip, you know.
I mean, probably at the net. Probably a signal a chip, you know.
So you see how them play. These men play rough.
God.
You done?
Karan. It is also to be noted that redacting of the leading Nation of Islam officials in the New York area. When this publication is disseminated to the membership, it could cause these above 3 individuals to feel that they slacker, what I heard, feel that they
something under the literature was made up.
the literature was made up by other Nation of Islam leaders in the New York area who desire to get rid of these 3 individuals and take over the Nation of Islam in New York for themselves. In other words, it is hoped that this dissemination of this publication will result in internal strife, distrust, and disorder within the Nation of Islam itself.
You see, at the same playbook that they try and use against Iran, you know, they go and kill Ayatollah and some of the leaders, saying now that the nation will turn against the government and overthrow them like what they're doing in Liberia. Sorry, the country name again. The Gaddafi in there. Libya.
Okay.
Like what happened in Libya and similar to Iraq. But Iran backfire.
Okay.
Read on.
Therefore, Bureau Authority is requested to place the above described counterintelligence device into effect. If approved, the Bureau is requested to have made at Bureau 273 comic books type publications which can be anonymously mailed to the membership. The actual size of these publications is being left to the discretion of the Bureau.
Okay.
The NYO will ensure that steps will be taken so that this mailing cannot be traced as originating from the FBI.
Wow. Eh?
Cover them steps.
Yeah, you know. Read on.
The Bureau will be advised of any tangible results which might occur from this action. Recommendations will also be forwarded for appropriate follow-up counter-intelligence action. Enclosed for the Bureau is one copy of a sample comic book type publication.
Oh, yes, your man, I don't know. Structured violence, I'm going to you.
Okay.
Yeah, man. All right, this is what we are going to do. One whole reduction.
Gun. Bureau Authority is requested to make this information and its location available to the intelligence sections of the Miami PD, the Dade County Department of Public Safety, and to redacted Dade County Department of Public Instruction, Miami, Florida. For any action they consider appropriate. If approved, this information would be independently obtained by the above agencies and would not be attributable to the FBI.
So you see the game though, how the instigator This is where you say now hidden hand. The instigator is right there in the midst of your problem,
Okay.
watching you fall by the traps that him set, and is not being recognized or blamed for it.
Okay.
So maybe the FBI, maybe them a man never at that time they don't know say FBI do them something. Them would know. Let me see. Battery. Let me see if I can I can skip out Nation of Islam. For them on look. Oh, one page left. Okay, soon finish.
Gone.
Hold on. Walk up a second. Let us read thing. All right, so I just this left one Nation of Islam. You are authorized.
Gone. You are authorized to furnish the information related to relative to redacted section of the Miami Police Department, the Dade County Department of Public Safety, and redacted Dade County Department of Public Instruction, provided these are established sources, and it can be reassured that they will protect the identity and interests of the Bureau. Advise the Bureau as to when and to whom this information is furnished in line with the above instructions. Also advise the Bureau of any action resulting from this counterintelligence program.
See. All right, then take out some bag of information so you don't even know what I say. All right, let's finish here after so.
Gone. The Miami office advised that if this information is furnished to the above officials, they would then obtain the Knoxville police record independently, and this information would not be attributed to the FBI.
So FBI was all up in our business. I mean, Nation of Islam is one of our biggest enemy here in UPK. But I don't think I'm feeding business that. I ain't feeding business that. The thing is, they want to take down anything we are talking about the black man.
Okay.
All right, this one 1967. Read this out. What you want?
Bureau authority is hereby requested to place the following counterintelligence technique into effect. Anonymous and various other pretext telephone calls will be made to the below list subject for the purpose of disruption, misdirection, and to attempt to neutralize and frustrate the activities of these black nationalists. These calls Yeah, so
Go on. He said,
these calls will be made to the subject residence or place of employment. So Stokey Carmichael, New York file 100 to 153751 residence. Okay.
resident and phone number and we starting work.
Okay.
Damn. Poor Stokey Carmichael. How them they get to them? Well, and these are the man to rock, redacted and then Rock Brown. Who was Rock Brown?
I said, read this.
No, man, I said, who was Rock Brown?
First me I hear that name, sir.
So that them put Stokey Carmichael 1, number 2 is redacted, number 3 is Rock Brown, number 4 and 5 and 6 redacted. And then come down now to this one. Racial intelligence. So page now, 64.
Okay. Reference letter requests authority to make anonymous and pretext telephone calls to 11 militant black nationalist leaders for the purpose of disrupting, misdirection, and neutralization. In order to approve this recommendation, the Bureau needs to know what specific purpose these calls will have and how the calls will accomplish this purpose. For example, do you plan calls to the leaders of the militant groups telling him another group is trying to steal his followers? The Bureau will be pleased to consider your recommendation in detail for disrupting these black nationalist leaders. Relet merely requested authority to make these anonymous calls without specifying the nature of the calls or the objective sought.
All right, so this is a footnote. It says note. All right, so what is the nature? Why you want to make these calls? Racial intelligence.
Enclosed for Colombia are 2 copies of a self-explanatory Airtel.
I'm trying to figure out where that to Albany.
To Albany, dated the 4th of March 1968. Since Colombia was added to those official offices attending the racial conference here at the seat of government February 29 March February 29 March the 1st and March 4 and March 5th 1968. Colombia is being added to those offices participating in the counterintelligence program. Colombia should comply with the instructions set out in the enclosed Airtel within 30 days of the date of this letter.
All right, so Colombia, then talking about Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. All right, read on.
Enclosed Airtel approved by the director set out goals of counterintelligence program and expands the program to the 41 office that participated in the racial conference.
Purpose.
To extend the counterintelligence program designed to neutralize militant black nationalist group from 23 to 41 field divisions so as to cover the great majority of black nationalist activity in this country. Background: by letter dated August 25, 1967, 23 field offices were advised of a new counterintelligence program designed to neutralize militant black nationalists and prevent violence on their part. Goals of this program are to prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups, prevent the rise of a leader who might unify and electrify these violence-prone elements, prevent these militants from gaining respectability, and prevent the growth of these groups among America's youth.
They are afraid of the rise of a leader.
God.
Current development.
In view of the tremendous increase in black nationalist activity and the approach of summer, these programs should be expanded and these goals should be reiterated to the field. Attached Airtel also instructs the field to submit periodic progress letters to stimulate thinking in this area.
Stimulate.
Attached Airtel also reminds the field that counterintelligence suggestions to expose these militants or neutralize them must be approved by the Bureau. Action: that attached Airtel expanding this program, define goals and instructing periodic progress letters be submitted, be sent Albany and the other listed field offices. Title is changed to substitute racial intelligence for internal security for Bureau purpose.
Routine purpose. Personal attention. We done?
Gun. To Atlanta, Baltimore, Birmingham, Buffalo, Charlotte, Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Denver, Detroit, Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Memphis, Miami, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Mobile, Newark, New Haven, New Orleans, New York, Omaha, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Pittsburgh, Portland, Richmond, Sacramento, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, Springfield, St. Louis, Tampa, WFO.
So these are areas now where they want move the operation into for target them. So black people not supposed to make no form of unity background.
Can. By letter date 8/25, the 25th of the 8th, 67, the following offices were advised of the beginning of the counterintelligence program against militant black nationalist hate groups: Albany, Atlanta, Baltimore, Boston, Buffalo, Charlotte, Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Detroit, Jackson, Los Angeles, Memphis, Newark, New Orleans, New York, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Pittsburgh, Richmond, St. Louis, San Francisco, Washington Field. Each of the above office was to designate a special agent to coordinate this program. Replies to this letter indicate an interest in counterintelligence against militant black nationalist groups that foment violence, and several offices outline procedures which had been effective in the past. For example, Washington Field Office had furnished information about a new Nation of Islam grade school to appropriate authorities in the District of Columbia, which investigate to determine if the school conform to district regulations for private schools. In the process, WFO obtained background information on the parents of each pupil.
Also, the WFO is Washington Field Office. In the process, WFO obtained background information and Jesus peace. So just by attending the school, and them get information from all who go through the school. Maybe that's why you can go through a school and you do good and you can't get no work.
The Revolutionary Action Movement, RAM,
Oh, what that RAM stand for?
a pro-Chinese communist group, was active in Philadelphia, PA in the summer of 1967. The Philadelphia office alerted local police who, when put RAM leader under close scrutiny, leaders under close scrutiny, they were arrested on every possible charge until they could no longer make bail. As a result, RAM leaders spent most of the summer in jail, and no violence traceable to RAM took place. The counterintelligence program is now being expanded to include 41 offices. Each of the offices added to this program should designate an agent familiar with black.
Okay, so Revolutionary Action Movement, Black Nationalist Activity.
With black nationalist activity and interest in counterintelligence to coordinate this program. This agent will be responsible for the periodic progress letter being requested, but each agent working this type of case should participate in the formulation of counterintelligence operations.
The thing is, these group with them are target. You can see that they are not any maybe they link a Chinese Communist Party and get information, yes, and look and say, these are information that I can use to raise my people up. Just like how you would read a book and you say, me can teach my people them this thing when me reading the book. It looked like this was how these organizations was operating, because if they were legitimate organizations with these foreign entity or whatever, they would have been trained.
Okay.
And they wouldn't be able to grab them so all the while. All right, Wolves.
Okay. For maximum effectiveness of the counterintelligence program and to prevent waste effort, long-range goals are being set. 1. Prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist program and groups. In unity, there is strength. A truism that is no less valid for all its triteness. An effective coalition of black nationalist groups might be the first step towards a real Mama.
About the Mama rebellion, the Chinese rebellion.
Okay. In America, the beginning of a true black revolution. 2. Prevent the rise of a messiah who could unify and electrify the militant black nationalist movements. Malcolm X might have been such a messiah. He is the martyr of the movement today. But it's after him dead.
I don't know. Google and see which year he died.
Hello, Moto.
Hello. Hello. Give me about 10 minutes or something. Let me finish class. All right, so yeah, you're fine with you?
Yeah, 1965.
It was okay. So, and this, I think this document something. Where is it?
1967.
This one have 67. Okay, so then get to them before. Okay.
Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, and Elijah Muhammad all aspire to this position. Elijah Muhammad is less of a threat because of his age. King could be a very real contender for the position should he abandon his supposed obedience to white liberal doctrine, nonviolence, and embrace black nationalism.
That's Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he believes in integration.
Gone.
And even so, they still target him.
Gone. So Carmichael has the necessary charisma to be a real threat in this way.
Okay.
3. Prevent violence on the part of black nationalist groups. This is of primary importance and is, of course, a goal of our investigative activity. It should also be a goal of the counterintelligence program. Through counterintelligence, it should be possible to pinpoint potential troublemakers and neutralize them before they exercise their potential for violence.
And all the time when I do all of this, you know, or them never do this to prevent all the lynching and things that we go through as a people. Or them never do this I mean, against whites. We have been targeted individually and by groups. Hypocrisy, man. This is just the hypocrisy of the system. It's not that they have something against violence, you know, it's who doing it. Read on.
Gun. 4. Prevent militant black nationalist groups and leaders from gaining respectability by discrediting them to 3 separate segments of the community. The goal of discrediting black nationalists must be handled tactically in 3 ways. You must discredit their groups and individuals to first, the responsible Negro community. Second, they must be Second, they must be discredited to the white community. So the responsible Negro community would be the educated class.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So discredit make we sound dunce.
So you see why UPK have a problem with our own people.
Yeah.
And discredit them to the white. Oh, so when we come on the list of the Southern Poverty Law as 8 group, it is not by accident. So probably it's the FBI that is behind it. They are the in hand in the whole thing.
Okay.
Go on, card. See, I have 5 there.
So okay, say that again.
You go down to 5. Read that next part.
Both the responsible community and the liberals who have vestiges of sympathy for militant black nationalists simply because they are Negroes. Third, these groups must be discredited in the eyes of the Negro radicals, the followers of the movement. This last area requires entirely different tactics from the first 2. Publicity about violent tendencies and radical statements merely enhance black nationalists.
You chip out.
You hear me now? You hear me?
I hear you now. Pick up from publicity about violent tendencies.
Publicity about violence tendencies and radical statements merely enhance black nationalists to the last group. To the last group. It add respectability in a different way.
So you see why the purple pigs then behave a certain way. They are really cops. So is this playbook them use, you know? And you then talk how we violent and about with this and with that. When them are the violent one. When they break the brother leg. Number 5.
Verse 5. A final goal should be to prevent the long-range growth of militant black nationalist organizations, especially among youth. Specific tactics to prevent these groups from converting young people must be developed. Besides these 5 goals, counterintelligence is a valuable part of our regular investigative program as it often produces positive information.
So, you see why our young men are the way they are. No guidance. Is the leaders they're removing, you know. These are the strong black men they're removing, you know. So what are you left with today now? A bunch of sissies. Men who feel that they must succeed in order just to succeed. You understand? So we end up with a bunch of sissies. That is the long-term goal, you know, to remove them kind of leaders, I know. All right, targets.
Primary targets of the counterintelligence program, black nationalist hate groups, should be the most violent and radical groups and their leaders. We should emphasize those leaders and organizations that are nationwide in scope and are most capable of disrupting this country. These targets should include the radical and violence-prone leaders, members and followers of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Revolutionary Action Movement, Nation of Islam.
All right. Me don't know nothing about the Revolutionary Action Movement. Them just the name make you got things say, all right, some revolutionary thing them are pushed through. Nation of Islam, that a religion. Muslim. Student. What is student doing there? Also, you Christianize the West. Why, when these people take up Christianity and now see Christianity as a tool to empower them people, you now put them on 8 group. Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Peer leaders then go after you, so, you know.
God.
Right across the board, you know. You see why the black race jam up the way it is jammed up? Not by chance. All right, read me one. We'll close off with a page just, you know. I'll finish this page. So we can leave it yourself.
God. Offices handling these cases and those of Stokely Carmichael of SNCC, H. Rock Brown of NSCC.
SNCC. So Stokely Carmichael and Rock Brown is of the same group. Okay. H. Rock Brown of SNCC, which is the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. So 2 of them are students, you know.
God.
Martin Luther
King of SCLC,
which is the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. So even Martin Luther King then put on the list. When Martin Luther King was never preaching violence against them, you know, Martin Luther King was pushing against them for work. Damn. Go ahead.
Maxwell Stanford of RAM, and Elijah Muhammad of Nation of Islam should be alert for counterintelligence suggestions.
I wonder who are the top male leaders now they're choosing the black race right now. Damn, they are wicked.
Right.
And when done, you have these white people who want to come talk about black mothers, black parents fail the black children. Damn lie. FBI did. You destroy our leaders. Instructions.
Can. Within 30 days of the date of the letter, each office should 1. Advise the Bureau of the identity of the special agent assigned to coordinate this program.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Instruction. I wonder if we should just finish off the instruction, because right after that now you have Stokey Carmichael thing. All right, so we could just finish the instructions. You read this already, right?
Yeah, okay.
All right, finish off this one. 2.
Submit a very
Succinct.
summary of the black nationalist movement in the field office territory. Include name, number of members, and degree of activity of each black nationalist group. Also state your estimate of each group's propensity for violence. This is
The thing is, we're not a black nationalist group, because we don't tell our people to take over the system. We tell them separate from the system. So this is we're not wrong though.
right.
You have to separate from the system. We ain't wrong. The Bible not wrong. Yeah, put your trust in the word, man. Go ahead.
Also state your estimate of each group's propensity for violence. This is for target evaluation only, not for record purposes. Second list, rabble-rouser index. Subjects who are militant black nationalists and any other militant black nationalist leader who might be future targets of counterintelligence action because of their propensity for violence. Include a minimum of background information on each person listed. A few descriptive sentences should suffice. 3. List those organizations and individuals you consider of such potential danger and to be considered for current counterintelligence action. Briefly justify each target. 4. Submit any suggestion you have for overall counterintelligence action or the administration of these programs. Suggestion for this program. Suggestions for action is submitted by separate letter. 5. Submit by separate letter suggestions for counterintelligence action against the targets previously listed as field-wide. These should not be general, such as publicize Stokely Carmichael travel to communist countries, but should be specific as to target what is to be done, what contacts are to be used, and all other information needed for Bureau to approve a counterintelligence operation. Therefore,
Say, back in 1998, I think, I went on a student leadership conference, right? People from all over the world was there. And that was when I first knew that America have a vibrant communist party. And guess what? They were all white. Every single one of them. They were all white people. To the shock of everybody, I said, America have a communist party? And they were like, yes. I said, really? Pure white people? But as always, we are always the scapegoat. Go on. Continue. Finish up.
See where I left off. Slakia. Thereafter, on a 90-day basis, each office is to submit a progress letter summarizing counterintelligence operations proposed during the period, operations effected, and tangible results. Any changes in the overall Black nationalist movement should be summarized in this letter. This should include new organizations, new leaders, and any changes in date listed under number 2 above. Suggestions for counterintelligence operation should not be set out in this progress letter. Use the following captions.
Yes, go on. 1.
Operations under consideration. 2. Operations being effected. 3. Tangible results. And 4. Developments of counterintelligence interest. These 90 days progress letter are due at Bureau the first day of March, June, September, and December, excepting March 1968.
So basically what they were doing was just targeting Black people. Because America had a legitimate communist organization, communist party. The American military used to teach communism to a lot of them soldiers. I don't know if it was all of them. I don't know exactly the purpose or what, but they used to teach them it. So why were the Blacks? In other words, they saw communism as a means to an end. But it's a means that they wish that we wouldn't touch. All right, so this is where we are stop. 771. Let me see what this is. This I want to just read. So?
No, read the one above it.
About stalking. This one? We just read this, right?
Yeah, we just read that one there. Okay.
And then we read this.
No. Yeah, these are the one that we just read. 71 we just read.
All right. And then 72. Is about effectiveness and counterintelligence. All right, so we can pick up at 72 next time. All right, we'll just read the scripture, touch a scripture, and then we'll touch out. We'll go with the next one there, Ecclesiasticus.
Gone. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
Hold on, you put it on the screen.
If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
So you see, Bible can't wrong. Adversity did come upon us, and who was behind it? FBI.
Gone.
All our black leaders, call them nationalist leaders, even the ones that were Christians, were targeted. Every single one. See? Because they don't, what them say? Them preventing the rise of a black messiah. These men are diabolical. Right? I mean, yeah. Anyways, with that, we turn the class over to Priest and Officer Kayed.
All right, clap it up.
Yeah, I can't take down that.
Slakia, say that again, sir.
I can't take down that from the screen.
Gone.
We can just salute them.
Security announcements.
Yeah.
All right, these are the ISUPK security announcements. Where the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced Mahashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you'd like. Sir, the only convocation, I have it on my phone, but the phone the kind of out of commission right now. So I know sir, the memorial of the blowing of the trumpet.
Let me see if we can find it. You're on time. All right, this is the one.
Memorial of the blowing of the trumpets.
Oh no, that's September. It is celebrated September 11th, Friday, September 11th. And to be found, Leviticus 23, verse 24 to 26.
Gone. Reminding Akiam and Akwatiam to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, X, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, They need to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we're going to give one courtesy salute. We have Israel, Imadium, which means to stand. We have Israel, Imadium, Shabbat, Imadium, the Rock, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Barakatah, class dismissed.
All right, so Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yeah, we talk.
Yeah, man.
Shalom.
Shalom. All right, remember to like, follow, share, you know what I mean? Leave your questions in the chat. And with that, shalom.